reading your book, The God Delusion, you say that it's under scholarly dispute among historians that Jesus actually existed. Now, I checked with the ancient historians. That is not so. And it disturbed me. History is not natural science. But what I don't understand is this, why you would write something like that.
I don't think it's a very important question whether Jesus existed. There are some historians, most historians think he did, some historians
They certainly
don't.
do. I couldn't find an ancient historian that didn't.
Well, there are one or two, but I don't really care, actually, because precisely because it's petty. Now, when you look at history, and let's leave aside, maybe I alluded to the possibility that some historians think Jesus never existed. I take that back. Jesus existed.
To the original question, have you any evidence for me?
Well, I would say the existence of matter itself. I would say the existence of morality. Myself and Richard Dawkins would have a clearly different understanding of the origins of morality. I would say free will. If you're an atheist, logically speaking, you cannot believe in objective morality. You cannot believe in free will. These are two things that the vast majority of humankind implicitly believe in. We believe, for example, that if a person carries out a bad action, we can call that person bad because we believe that they are freely choosing those actions.
Okay, now
just quickly, an atheist believes we are controlled completely by our genes and make no free actions at all.
What evidence do you have, Richard Dawkins, that you're right?
I certainly don't believe a word of that. I do not believe we're controlled wholly by our genes. Let me go back to the really important thing that Mr. Quinn said.
How are we independent of our genes by your reckoning? What allows us to be independent of our genes? Where is this coming from?
Environment, for a start.
No, but hang on. But that also is a product of, if you like, matter. Okay.
Yes, but it's not genes.
Yes, but what? Okay. What part of us allows us to have free will?
Free will is a very difficult philosophical question, and it's not one that has anything to do with religion, contrary to what Mr. Quinn says.
But it has an awful lot to do with religion, because if there is no God, there is no free will, because we are completely phenomena.
Who says there's no free will if there's no God? I mean,
well, William Provine, for one, who you quote in your book. Right? I mean, I have a quote here from him. Other scientists as well believe the same thing, that everything that goes on in our heads is a product of genes and, as you say, environment and chemical reactions, that there is no room for free will. And Richard, if you haven't got to grips with that, you seriously need to, because many of your colleagues have, and they deny outright the existence of free will, and they are hardened materialists like yourself.
Okay, Richard Dawkins, we're about to that now, as you wish.
I'm not interested in free will.
And by the way, remember, you're the man who has problems believing in free will, which you try to very conveniently shunt to one side earlier.
I'm just not interested in free will. It's not a big question for me.
It's a vast question, because we cannot be considered morally responsible beings unless we have free will. We do everything because we are controlled by our genes or our environment.
And
it's a vital question.